Trading is 99% psychology and 1% your system. You can literally have the best trading model in the world with a 99% win rate, and on that 100th trade, you take one loss, you can blow your account, and you'll never make money in trading. That's one saying that I always live by and always tell my students. My trading model can have up to a 90% win rate. They can have anywhere from a 60 to 90% win rate. And even when my students have a 60% win rate, they get down on themselves. They're like, oh my gosh, like I have a 60% win rate. And I'm like, guys, 60% with a 1 to 4 is extremely profitable still. I tell them all the time, it doesn't matter about your win rate, it doesn't matter about your RR. All that matters is if you can control your psychology. I'll tell you guys from personal experience, if you think that I haven't done all the things you've done, you're completely wrong. You'd be lying to yourself. I've traded for 3 years and I've done every mistake you could possibly imagine. I've gone on tilt. I've blown accounts. I've had a green day and ended up red on the day, blowing my account. I've gone red on the day, blown my account. I've hit daily loss limit, blown my account. I've literally done it all. I promise you. You are looking at someone who is documented the whole time. I've documented from college when I was unprofitable. If you don't think when I was in college I was making dumb decisions as well, you are delusional. Okay, so I know what position you're in. I know how it feels to make these decisions. I know how it feels to just do dumb shit over and over and over. The reality is, the only thing that will change is you as a person change. Your desire to finally stop doing this dumb shit is what will change everything for you. I could teach you a model where I flip a coin. If I go heads, I long. If I go short, or if I get tails, I short. I justify the position on the day, and boom, I trade just like that. And if I have good psychology, I will make money. And people, you guys are probably like, bro, that won't work. There is literally a YouTube video where a dude genuinely did that, and he made money. And if that doesn't go to show that your strategy doesn't matter, like obviously maybe yes, that won't work long term, but in short term, and that's what prop firm trading is, it's very short term, it can work. And it goes to show the only thing holding you back is your psyche. Your psyche is literally the only thing holding you back. I will tell you from personal experience. Every single time, because I trade Apex, so they have a daily loss limit. Every single time I hit daily loss limit, I never get a payout on that account. Every single time I go green and then ended up red on the day, I blow my account. But every single time I go red, where it's following my rules, where I lose 500 on the day, I take 2 losses and I'm done, I ended up getting paid out on that account. And you know why that is? Is it because when I do take a red day and follow my rules, that's still me trusting in my model. I'm like, okay, well, I took 2 losses, but I trust in my model. I know I'll make it back. Right? But vice versa. If I go green on the day, because my model basically says if you go green even for fucking $50, you're done. You're done. Now, obviously, I usually go green for like 1,000 to like 1,800 on the day. But there's times where, I get trailed out and I make like 250 or 500 or like $300. And my model still accounts for that. It accounts for you just, you get green and you just get off. And even on those times where I do get green and then end up wanting more and getting greedy and trying to make more, and then I end up red on the day, even if I end up red by like $100, I don't get paid out on that account. Right? And what does this show? This isn't even just evolving around my model. It can evolve around anything. You could trade whatever you want. Trusting in your model is what's going to get you paid out. You have to have this like undeniable faith in your fucking trading model to essentially make it. A lot of you guys probably are trading, and trust me, I know how it feels, where you don't really understand that like this is going to work long term. You're kind of scared about it all, so you want to make money fast. You do this, you do that, and you kind of put yourself in this bad position where you're like, well, I don't really fucking trust my model, so like if I take a red day, it's the end of the world. Or if I take a green day and it's not what I want, like I don't know if I'm going to be able to make more because this day looks good. You see how that kind of conflicts with what you're supposed to be doing in trading? In trading, the outcome should be literally non-existent. If you lose money, who cares? If you make money, who cares? Some of you guys are so attached to your outcome that it's literally ruining your future career. You could have been profitable by now. You could have been got your first payout by now. You could have been done 5 figs a month by now. But what do? You do the same mistake over and over and over again. And you're like, well, Andrew, I don't know how to fix it. Like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to gain faith in my model? Now, for my students, it's a different story. I always tell them, just fucking look at the Discord. Just look at the trades of the day. We always have like 10 plus students who catch trades every day. And it's like, if you can't find faith that the model's working for me, find faith that the model's working for people just like you in this Discord. Now, for someone who maybe isn't in a Discord community, or they're kind of just solo in it, thugging it out, because I was there too. I kind of just thugged out my trading career without a Discord community, etc., which I don't recommend because it's just harder on the psychology because you don't have anyone to kind of back your results against. Best thing to do is just go backtest. If I took a losing day back in the day, what would I do? I would backtest for like 5 hours, and I'd literally do like 5 sessions. Every session I'd make 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. I'd show myself that, okay, if I just do step 1, follow my rules, step 2, trust in the model, paid out. I would just show myself that over and over and over. Even when I didn't have a payout, this is what I did to build faith in my model. That when I took a losing day, it's fine. When I took a winning day, of whatever the winning day is, it's fine. Move on to the next. Move on to the next. Move on to the next. Now, it's hard to build faith in your model, but once you get there, that's where trading will really change. Is when you just literally have the most outright faith in your model ever. Some of you guys need to kind of just look around at your current position. Look around at where you're at currently and decide that you're just fucking tired of this shit. You're tired of sitting in this point of your trading. You're tired of losing. You're tired of not being where you want to be. And then at some point, it just flips a switch in you. Where you're just like, man, fuck this. I'm ready to go. I want you guys to sit here. You don't even got to pause the video. Just sit here. I'll count it out for you. I want you to sit here for 10 seconds and just think about all the things that you've done wrong and all the things that you could have done better in your trading career to get you at a better point than where you're at now. All right, I'll go ahead and give you 10 seconds. I guarantee most of you probably thought, okay, what do I do wrong in my trading? Well, I overtrade. Well, I hit daily loss limit. Whenever I have a red day, I just seem to not be able to handle it. I always like to want to make more money. And yeah, I just always find myself blowing accounts. Don't you see the pattern? Everything I mentioned earlier in this video is exactly what you probably thought to yourself. You can't trust your model long enough to sustain a losing day, to sustain even a small winning day. You guys gotta understand, trading, it's more than just your fucking model, man. You're going to literally lose yourself in this process. You're going to break yourself all the way down to 0. And then you'll make it. You'll build yourself back up. You'll find faith in what you're doing. You'll trust in everything around you. You'll trust that you can't have any control over the outcomes of the market. And that's when you'll start seeing success. Trading is very interesting. At least from what I've seen from my journey and from honestly every trader's journey, is you kind of go through, so you start out at this baseline, right? Where you kind of are just getting into things, you make your first paper trade, you make $1,000, you're like, oh my God, this is crazy. I'm doing this for the rest of my life, right? Everyone's been there. And then you start learning. And even if you're not having success, you're still on an up curve. Right? You're on an uptrend. And you're uptrending. You get your first funded, then you kind of stall there for a little bit to get your first payout. And then you get your first payout. Now, this is where things, in most people's cases, get a little interesting. Okay? Most of the time, what I've found is after you get your first payout, you don't come back to zero, but you actually take a big dip. Because you're like, okay, I got a payout. Let me learn from the experience. And then you try to replicate the experience over and over and over. And it gets hard. Most people on their first payout, it takes them a little bit to get their second payout, then their third payout, right? It takes a little bit of a dip. So once you get out of that dip and you realize, okay, I know how to get a payout, I just got to do what I did the first time, then you kind of start getting back up, right? You start skyrocketing up. You know, you get a couple more payouts, you're doing good, you're close to your first 5-figure month. You get your first 5-figure month, or maybe even you don't, you just get a good amount of payouts, and then you go through a big dip again, where it's like, you almost feel lost. You blew some accounts, you haven't gotten a payout in like a month or a week or two, and you're just like, man, like I feel like I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Like I know what I have to do, I'm just not doing it. And this is probably the biggest turning point of everyone's trading career, where you get to the point where you've had success, and then you're just like stalled out, and you're like, dude, I don't know what to do. I know what I have to do, but I can't do it. And everything I mentioned previously in this video is what you have to do to get out of that pit. You have to just find faith in your model. You have to take your losing day when you get a losing day. You have to just get away from the charts once you take your one trade, if it's even a small L. That's just what you have to do. And then you see real success. You get out of that pit and you start doing 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month, 50K a month, 100K a month, just like that. It's kind of like a two-step process. You go through your first dip after seeing, a little bit of success, like your first funded or your first, payout. And then you go back up, you get like a couple more payouts, you think you're doing good, you think you're the shit, and then you boom. I'd say that second step is where you break yourself fully down. Like you really just peel off the skin and you see all the flaws in yourself. You see all the things that you could be doing better, all the things you're doing wrong. You find the truth to it all. Then from there is when you really start building yourself up to who your future trading self is going to be. And I went through that process. I've done it all. That's where you truly make yourself a better trader. And then from there, man, it's only up. Now, don't get me wrong, right? I'd be lying to you if once you get out of that second step, you're never going to run into a problem again. You're never going to blow accounts. You're never going to do this. You're never going to do that. That's completely false. But you're going to be doing way better than you were before. I promise you. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. A little bit of psych talk. And I'll see you guys in the next one.